To tell you the truth, I really don't feel that the century it begins has any relevance in why we're here today.
Okay.
And I think it's an important, I think the most important issue to bring up is that the Church of Satan and Satanists are beginning their own investigation on people like Jerry Johnston who say that they're investigating Satan's underground. There is, in fact, no such thing as Satan's underground, and I think it's very important to state that books like these are only published by Christian outlets. You know, I showed this to a friend of mine who is a who's a well-known literary agent, and he threw it back and he said this couldn't be taken seriously in any real publishing company.
Let's let Jerry answer.
Wait a second, because I also saw him at last Sunday at the Amy Semple McPherson Church giving one of his lectures. Now, what I'd like to know is if, you know, he claims this is an unbiased look at Satanism. Here it says authoritative, unbiased. Then why don't you come on like Jerry Johnston rather than he questioning us? We're the ones who, you know, came out of the fundamental religions and said, why is there all this repression? You know, I think the problem with teenagers is they come from repressed families that, you know, there's a lack of nothing satanic about it. We feel that heavy metal is about as satanic as Street Loops or wood paneling. I mean, we teach our children to appreciate classical music. You know, if your kid came home with the Satanic Bible in one hand and, you know, Brahms' Lullaby in the other, what would you say? Would you say this is bad, this is not good, it's satanic, you know? Or if you started listening to Wagner does not, for all of the research he does in his book, supposed research, he gets all the holidays wrong. He says that Halloween is on October 29th and November 1st. Now, how many of us know that it's on the 31st? You don't have to be a Satanist to really. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
but every page has a typo on it. I mean, I really scoured that book.
Come on.
Yeah, no, I'm serious.
The fact of the matter is...
What's the danger to children? What's the benefit of Satanism?
Satanism, to me, is an alternative to either mass consciousness, to the fundamental religions that say, look at the 7 deadly sins. What are they? I mean, these are all things that motivate people. These are all things that, you know, that promote progress and evolution. What is wrong with these things?
The danger is these people prey on teenagers.
I want to say that Sean Sellers, being on death row, of course, is going to say anything he can.
Oh, yeah. He and everyone else is unhinged. Yeah, all these...
I've done on the Sean Sellers case, in the very beginning, when that was first, you know, when it was first brought to the public eye, is that Sean Sellers had a drug problem, period. Satanism had nothing to do with it. And then immediately,
Zeena, that is a denial of the facts. He was on drugs.
Immediately he jumped on the satanic bandwagon to justify what he did. That's true. It's true.
What do you teach teenagers in the Satanic Church?
We teach teenagers, first of all, to be proud of what they are, that each of them is an individual. We teach them, you know, literature. I mean, we have them reading Jack London. We don't have them, you know, reading things that you...
I'm sure. The fact of the matter is...
For all the research you think you've done in that book, you really don't know
Zeena,
much.
you are the only one...
And also, you're a really good con man, I must say.
Okay, good. Let me just...
At this church
can we just do this? Can we do this?
Literally passing around the dish.
Can we do this?
He makes a lot of money off these things.
Oh, I'm sure. How much has your father made off this book while we're talking about...
Zeena, let me ask you something.
And I quote, this is what he was saying to everybody in this packed church.
Can we do this?
Please give me generous donations.
No, I do
you take an offering at your church?
Really aren't. That's why we are not a physical church. And I might add, he says that we...
Zeena, guys,
you know, he claims tax-free status because he's a church and we don't.
I'm not a church.